Well, the April data is in, and we have seen a new threshold of $268 ADS, which appears to be a new ceiling, as we've been trying to break through that figure for over the past 5 months. Now, the sector slid by 15 cents across April. However, the regional facility type of MM5 experienced a pickup of 75 cents, and it broke through the $280 ADS threshold. Now, total claimant activity slid over April, but the sector still achieved over 7.5% of total claims being assessed by the AMOs last month. Now, voluntary claiming also retreated slightly, finishing up under 5% of all claims, meaning that 5% of Medicare claims were submitted in April as voluntary reclassification requests. The slowdown in claiming activity, combined with a segment of ANAC claiming anniversary dates, saw a nearly 6.5% drop in the total percentage of claims in Medicare that are aged greater than 12 months. Now, the sector finished April with just over half of the Medicare claims being 12 months or older. Now, occupied bed days for providers slowed across April, finishing almost flat as the sector continues to hover around the 88% of occupied beds in the Medicare system. Now, contributing to the overall occupancy performance, we saw short-term stays under 6 months in care also finish flat. Now, at the end of April, short-term stays represented just under 23% of all Medicare claims, which is at the lower band of this measure. Now, the flattening in occupancy was supported by a slight decrease in permanent admissions over April. However, there is hope in the air as the respite usage rates were trending upwards. So hopefully by next month's figures, we'll show a conversion of those respite admissions, and those permanent figures will start to pick up across the country. And the profile of a residential admission is now a slightly younger 85-year-old resident across April. Now, direct care minutes remain stagnant in April, holding steadily around the 203 mark of direct care minutes worked. Now, despite the upcoming increase in total direct care minute targets scheduled for October 1st, providers are still grappling with the 44-minute RN target. In April, they maintained a flat trajectory, achieving 39.7 minutes of total RN time. Remember that care minute targets are determined by you for each of your services, and the case mix will correspond to the service model supported by each of your facilities. Now, it's crucial to acknowledge that claiming behaviors can artificially inflate these figures, just as they inflated the average daily subsidy with our previous funding instrument, ACFI. Therefore, it's essential to bear in mind that the RUC study hedged the ANAC tool, creating accountability for delivering more care time when additional government funding is obtained through uplift reclassifications. However, I have yet to encounter instances where providers adjust their ANAC case mixes when a resident demonstrates reablement. The key point here is that ANAC serves as a mechanism to recover direct care costs in your wages. So, if you have the staff but lack the funding, continue to seek uplifts. However, if you find yourself short-staffed and still not achieving your care minute targets, adopting a balanced approach to claiming between residents' ups and downs is likely a more sensible strategy.